12. Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining, children. Today we are going to see from the 10 plagues which came and attacked the people of Egypt, because God wanted to deliver the people of Israel from the captivity after 430 years. That's what we are going to see today. Keep your Bible. The 10 plagues, I try to cover it. Otherwise, next plague and next class I try to cover it. But this is the last session. After this, there is a vacation. Then you come after vacation also, we'll continue. Today, how much it is possible, I try to finish it. So today we are going to see the plagues which attacked the people of Egypt. Okay, so that we called as a 10 plagues. Let me share the screen so it will be useful for you. Okay, so that is a screen I'm sharing you. So this is, we are going to see 10 plagues, Exodus 7 to 12. Okay, and who is the Lord? Yes, in Exodus chapter 5, verse 2, Pharaoh asked a question to the Moses. What Pharaoh asked the question to the Moses when, first of all, Moses and Aaron went and talked to the Pharaoh to let my people go. At that what time Pharaoh asked the question to the Moses, who is the Lord that I should obey him and let Israel go? I do not know the Lord, and I will not let Israel go. Because Moses went and told, please allow my people to go to the wilderness for 3 days, and there will worship and give offering to the God. That was the request given by Moses to Pharaoh. So the Pharaoh asking the question, who is the Lord that I should obey and let Israel go? So the coming entire chapter, the Lord is showing Pharaoh, you ask who I am, let me show you. That's what God is showing Pharaoh. Because Pharaoh asked, who is the Lord that I should obey and let Israel go? I don't know the Lord. So this Pharaoh didn't know the Lord, the true God, that is Yahweh God. And God is telling, I let you know that who I am. I let you know. How he is letting know? Each plague dismantles an Egyptian deity, the Egyptian god, proving that God of Israel is sovereign over every Egyptian god. God of Israel has authority over every Egyptian god. So each and every plague, what God is going to do is going to prove that God of Israel, that is Yahweh, is having authority over every Egyptian god. In that way, Pharaoh is going to know who is that Lord. Because Pharaoh's question is, who is the Lord? Why have to let Israel out? So each and every plagues, what God going to allow, he is going to show himself who he is. And that he is a God who has have every authority over Egyptian God. So Pharaoh asked, who is the Lord? And to, to make Pharaoh to know who is the Lord, he is going to allow the, the 10 plagues. Can you hear? Wait a minute. So God is going to allow 10 plagues. First is turning water to blood, then allowing frogs, then lice, then flies, pestilence, cows and pestilence, livestock is going to die. Then comes boil, then comes hail, then comes locusts, then comes the darkness, and at last, firstborn, death of firstborn. So these 10 plagues God is going to allow and show Pharaoh who he is. So who is the Lord? The Lord is the one who allowed the 10 plagues. What are the 10 plagues here? Turning water to blood, allowing frogs to enter the entire household, and lice from the ground, flies also, and then all cattle's livestock died, boils all over the body, immediate hailstone with storm and fire, and immediate locusts cover the entire Greenland. 3 days darkness. The darkness represent symbolized the death, and the 10th one is the death of firstborn. So let us see the introduction. The 10 plagues, Exodus 7 to 12, were not random natural disaster. They were supernatural judgment designed by God to accomplish severe purpose. What are the purpose? Why God allowed 10 plagues, as I saw? Because to free Israel from slavery, because Pharaoh is telling, I don't know who is your Lord, so I won't let the people of Israel out. So to free Israel from slavery, God allowed the plague. Number two, to judge Egyptian false gods, because Pharaoh is telling, I don't know your Lord, and God want to prove that the God of Israel is the one who judge every Egyptian god. So to judge Egyptian god, false god. Number three, to reveal his authority, his power to Pharaoh, Egypt, Israel, and the world. And Israel people also coming to know this. Oh my God, our God is such a powerful God. So to reveal his power to Pharaoh, Egypt, Israel, and the world. Number four, to prove that Yahweh alone is God. The Lord is alone the God, no other God. The true God is Yahweh. That is, I am who I am. That is Jehovah Jireh, Yahweh God. Number five, to set up the Passover, pointing forward to Christ. The last plague is the death of the firstborn in all the houses. Thereby, the last plague, God set up the Passover, pointing forward to Christ. So these are the five purposes for the plague: to free Israel from slavery. Number two, to judge Egypt's false god. Number three, to reveal his sovereign power to Pharaoh, Egypt, Israel, and the world. To prove that Yahweh alone is God. Number five, to set up the Passover. Why? This Passover is putting forward to Christ. In the Passover, a lamb was killed, and at the doorpost, the blood was put on the doorpost. Only the house which has the blood on the doorpost, there only the destroying angel didn't enter. So other houses, destroying angel entered, and the firstborn child were killed. So then God told to commemorate the Passover festival. That Passover festival point forward to Christ, because Christ is the Passover lamb who died for our sin and rescued us from the death of the death that is produced by Satan. So this is what the purpose, God's purpose in the plague. So Egypt had hundreds of gods. Egypt had hundreds of gods. Each god ruled over a specific area of life. Number one, the Nile river was the longest river that flows through the entire land of Egypt, and that make the Egypt the fertile crescent. So the number one, the Nile was considered source of all life. And number two, sun was God, Egyptian greatest god, Ra. Even in India, they are worshipping, Hindus are worshipping sun god. The first is start from Egypt. Sun was Egypt's greatest god. The sun god is called Ra. Number two, number three, Pharaoh was considered a god himself, son of Ra. That means if Pharaoh is talking, through God's power, the Pharaoh is talking. So Pharaoh is son of the sun god. So son of Ra. Okay, Ra is sun god, the greatest god, and Pharaoh is the son of the greatest god. So Pharaoh is also the god. Number four, animals like bull, frog, cats, falcons were sacred. They're also God. So Yahweh attacked each God in its own speciality to prove they are powerless. So in 10 plagues, our Yahweh God, the true Lord, is going to attack each God in its own speciality, because each God has one speciality, isn't it? So Ra God is son of God. And likewise, there are so many gods specialized for each and everything, and God is attacking that specialized area and showing that all the Egyptian gods are powerless, and that's what we are going to see. You can see here, this is what the Egyptians are following. This is a cosmic order. So Egyptians are thinking to get the prosperity. What is the prosperity? More crops, and more money, more buying, building more house. That is prosperity. To get that prosperity, the Egyptians are thinking they have to worship the cosmic order, giving the right offering, right time, and right way to get the prosperity. Understand what? To get the prosperity, they have to worship the cosmic order and offer the right time and the right offering and the right way to get all the blessing. So they have thousands and thousands of God to get all the blessing. So this is what they are following. Now the honor the cosmic order. So right deity, right offering, right time, then you will prosper. Okay, right deity, you have to put each and every crop as one God, animal as one God, sun as one God, Moon has one god, rain has one god, frog has one god, bull has one god. So everything has one god. So if you want the harvest good, your bull should be good. So you have to worship bull god. If the soil also one god, soil has one god, weather has one god. If you want good weather, you have to worship weather god. If you want soil to be good, you have to worship the soil god and moon god. All the gods are there. Hail god, rain god, crops god. So you want to get good crops, you have to worship crop god. So you have to provide offering for that crop god at the right time, at the right way. Then only God will make you more crops to grow. That is what they are thinking. So right deity, right offering, right time, you will prosper. So we are going to see 10 plagues. The 10 plagues, I am going to divide it into first 3 cycles, and the last plague is a totally different. So totally there are 10 plagues, and first cycle has 1 to 3 plagues, and that is happening warning without escape. In this case, God is warning, and all the people are affected. Even the Egyptians and also Israel people are affected. First cycle, there is a warning, and second cycle, that is plague 4 to 6. Distinction has happened. The people of Israel are not affected by second cycle of plague from plague 4 to 6. Only the Egyptian houses, Egyptian people are affected. Then the third cycle, 7 to 9, destruction was very intensified. Would not say ordinary, very intensified destruction. And the 10th plague is totally different. The firstborn child, son of all the house, were killed. So that is what we are going to see. So 1 to 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 9. First cycle, there is a warning. It happened for everybody. Second cycle, 4 to 6, there is a distinction. Only the people of Egyptians are affected, not Israel. And then third cycle, the Egyptians are going to be affected terribly. And the final plague, the firstborn son, each house going to die. So let us see. There are 3 ways of coming, isn't it? 3 sets. How they are doing? First of all, the first set, Moses and Aaron go to talk to Pharaoh at the river side. Then first plague. Then second plague, they went and talked to Pharaoh at the palace. And the third plague, there is no warning. Immediately it come. In the same way, the for fourth plague at the river, Moses go and talk to Pharaoh at the fourth plague. At the fifth plague, Moses talked to Pharaoh at the palace. And the sixth plague comes without warning. The same way, seventh plague, Moses went and talked with the Pharaoh at the riverside. And eighth one, Moses talked to Pharaoh at the palace. And the ninth one, there is no warning. And the 10th one, the Pharaoh got very angry and told you, get away from me. I don't want to see you at all. If I see you, I'll kill you. At that time, as he said, the death came in each and every house. So this is a way. At the river, at the palace, no warning. The first set. The second set, at the river, at the palace, then no warning. Then third set, at the river, at the palace, no warning. So 9 plagues. 10th plague, they are driven out. So let us see. There are 3 sets we are going to see. Each and every set has 3 plagues. Okay, let me go towards that. In the first plague, the first set, all the people are going to be affected, even the Egyptian and the people of Israel. The second set, only Egyptians are going to be affected, not the people of Israel. The third set, the effect of Egyptians are very severe. Only they are going to be affected. Okay, let us go to the each and every step become severe by severe one way. It is becoming very severe. The plague intensity is very severe. Agony is very severe. Suffering severe. It is increased step by step. So let us go to the first cycle. What does the first cycle says? The first cycle is plague 1 to 3. Warning without escape. All are going to be affected. These 3 plagues affected all of Egypt, including Israel and Goshen. You know that the people of Israel are settled in Goshen. So it affected first 3 plague, affected everybody. Pattern is what? 2 warnings. Then the plague without, the third one is without warning. 2 warning comes. For the 2 plagues, warning is given. For third plague, there is no warning. The first plague, Moses talked with the Pharaoh in the riverside. And the second plague, Moses went and talked with Pharaoh at the palace. And the third third one, Moses didn't talk to Pharaoh at all. Without warning, there is going to be third plague. So let us see. First plague is what? Water. It is with water. Water turned to blood. What is it? Water turned to blood. Let us see that Moses is having the rod in his hand. He put his hand towards the water in the Nile, which all turns into blood, and all the fish and other things which are living in the river all dead. So people are also shocked by seeing that. Can you see here? This is what is happening in the first plague. So what actually happened? God commanded Moses to strike the Nile River with Aaron's staff. Can you see here? With Aaron's staff, Moses had to strike the Nile River, and then confronted Pharaoh. He went and talked with the Pharaoh in the morning at the riverbed. Only first he talked with the Pharaoh where? In the riverbed. And my Pharaoh didn't allow. So all water in the Egypt turned to blood. The Nile water, the canal water, the pond water, even the water stored in the container in the home also turned red. Blood. Fish died. Rivers stank. Very smelly is coming. Egyptian could not drink the water. So it lasted how many days? 7 days. So then what happened? Pharaoh called the magician. Magicians also imitate the same thing. And Pharaoh's telling, oh, you don't have any power. Even my people are having the power. My magicians are having power. They're also turning water into blood. Oh, you get away. So Pharaoh hardened his heart and never allowed people of Israel. And what are the gods are affected? I told you each and everything as a god, isn't it? So by turning the water into the blood, the Yahweh God affected. What and all God were affected by Yahweh God, the true God, because by doing the first plague, God, Yahweh affected 4 gods of Egypt. What are the names of the 4 gods? The first god is Happy, which is the god of the Nile. Okay, then second god is Kunum. Kunum. Okay, Kunum is the guardian of the Nile source. There is every river has a source. So this Kunum god is guarding the source place where the Nile river started. And Orisis is whose bloodstream was believed to be the Nile. Orisis is a god, and in his body the blood is running. That same blood is running all over the Nile. That's why they are believing. Isis is a goddess of Nile, woman god. So Happy is a male god. Isis is a woman god of Nile, and Kunum is the guardian of Nile sources. Orisis is a god through whom the entire bloodline of Orisis is flowing through the Nile River. So they are worshipping 3-4 god for Nile River. Now the Nile River turned into blood. By this, all are affected. This is Happy God. Can you see here? The Happy God is a man with a great belly, and from his hair the water come out. This is a god of Nile. They are worshipping this Happy God with the great tummy, this god. Okay. Now next is what? Goddesses of Nile is Isis. This Isis having it's a woman god, and he's a woman god having the great feather, and top he is having a sun. And next is a Kunum, and Kunum is a Nile god of Nile source. From here it is Nile is starting, and there they worship the god with a bull head. Okay, so this god is protecting the Nile source. And when Nile flow through all the places of Egypt were good fertile land. So they started to thank the Happy God when they see the Nile river was flowing, and there was a great fertility. So this was God happening. Now how God worked, how our Lord worked against the Egyptian god? The Nile was God's lifeblood. Egyptian worship it daily. They worship the Nile river. By turning it to blood, the Lord polluted what they considered sacred. Now, how they go and worship? The water is turned into blood. It is stinky. They cannot worship because God polluted the sacred. Killed the sacred fish. Fish is also sacred. That was also dead. Showed Happy and Orisis were powerless because Happy is a male god of Nile. Orisis is a female god of Nile. They have no power because their water turned into red. They cannot do anything. Made the source of life become a symbol of death. Their source of life is Nile River. Through the Nile River water, they are cultivating, fishing, trading, everything through the Nile River. So the Nile River turned into the blood. So the source of life changed into the symbol of death. So this is how God worked. And now what is the plague 2? Plague 2 is a frog. Frog everywhere. Frog everywhere. How it has happened? Can you see here? Frog is in the bed, in the kitchen, in the doubt of in the everywhere, the pot, everywhere. They cannot stop it. Everywhere, running, jumping, jumping, jumping. This is what the frog is coming. And now frog is starting from where? From water, from the Nile River. All the frogs from water coming to the land and is invading the entire land. Can you see here what actually happened? God warned Pharaoh through Moses. Moses went to palace and God warned Pharaoh through Moses. Aaron stretched out his staff over Egypt's water. Now who is stretching out? Aaron is stretching out. First thing, Moses stretched out Aaron's rod. Second plague, Aaron stretched out his staff over Egypt's water. Frog covered the land, in the houses, in the bed, over kneeling bowls, everywhere. Can you see a fire cover the entire kneeling bowl, bed, everywhere there were frog. Okay, now magician, then magician came there. You said God, Pharaoh called magician. Magician imitated it, but they could not remove them. They are also, oh, frog. They also make frog magically. Pharaoh begged Moses. Now they cannot remove it. So Pharaoh, the magician, tried to remove the frog. They didn't go. Everywhere frog. They don't know what to do. Then Pharaoh begged Moses to pray. Promised to let Israel go. Now I'll send you. Please, pray. I cannot bear it. So frog died in piles, and the land stand to stink. Before water was stinking, now the land is stinking. Very bad smell. Pharaoh hardened his heart when relief came. Pharaoh said, no, I want it. When relief came, he found out. So can you see here, all the frog died and it is collected like the stinky. The land was very stinky. Even now, Pharaoh was hard on the heart and said, no, I won't allow. Now, what is God affected? Because they are worshipping the frog god Hikwit. Hikwil means goddesses of childbirth. Okay, the frog god is a what? Hikwil. Why they are praying? They are praying the Hikwil for the childbirth. If they pray more children will born in their home. So if they want any child, everybody go and pray the Hikwil, which is the goddesses of childbirth. Isn't it? So now what is happening here? How the Egyptian god attacked Hikwil, the frog-headed goddesses of fertility and childbirth. Fertility means for being pregnant and giving birth. So to be pregnant and give birth, all Egyptian worship frog-headed Hikwil. And now frog were considered sacred. Killed one was crime. Nobody should kill it. They should be very careful. Nobody should kill any frog because the frogs were considered sacred. But what is happening if they just walk? Everybody is killing the stamping on the frog, and the frogs are killed by stamping on that because everywhere. So what they are thinking, well, we are doing mistake. We are killing them. They are very afraid. They were very scared. Okay, now they cannot do anything. The fertility god is dying now under their feet. Under their foot, the fertility god is dying. They cannot do anything. So how God worked? Because Egyptian worship the frog goddesses, Hikwit. God sent so many frogs, they became disgusting. Before they were sacred, now it became disgusting. The very symbol of life and fertility became a curse. They don't want the frog. Get away, please. Shoo. They are throwing out. Now they want the symbol of life became symbol of curse. Even more humiliating, the magician could make more frog but could not remove them. That's the great thing happening. So what's the plague 3? Plague 3 is lice comes from the dust. Okay, what is the plague 3? The lice come from the dust. Can you see? From the lice, from the ground, lice are coming out immediately. Innumerable number of insects, biting insects. What are that? Lice? Lice are the biting insects. They can't bite the people, animals, everything they bite. So now the biting insect is coming from where? Coming from the ground. Okay. First thing, Nile River turned into the river blood. Next, frogs came out of the Nile River and they died on the land, and so much stinky was there. And now the flies are coming from the ground, because as you see here, what happened? All the frogs are died and they are in the land. It was stinking because they were there. They contaminated from there. So many flies start to come out. biting flies. That is what is going to happen now. So now see here, the third plague is a lice from the dust. This is what is happening, and it is going everywhere and biting every people. They don't know what to do. They want to kill it. Even they kill. It is coming out from where? From the dust it is coming. What happened? Magician failed to meet it. Now Pharaoh called the Egyptian. Oh, now you also do the flies. Now lice. Now they cannot make any lice. Lice is not coming. They are doing all magic. Lice is not coming. They confessed, this is a finger of, now only they are telling in the fourth plague, they are telling, this is the finger of God. We cannot do anything. Pharaoh still hardened his heart, and they are what God is. God. They are actually, what is a dust god? The dust god is Geb. Can you see here, Geb? This is a Geb. Geb is the dust earth god. I told you, for everything there is a god. For earth and dust, there is a god which is called Geb. The god has a green dress and a black body. Why green dress and black body? Is a skin. The Egyptian god of the earth, Geb, was depicted as a man with green or black skin to represent fertile soil and abundant vegetable. Fertile soil, black body, and also green body, excess of vegetation. So that is what the Geb. This Geb is a god of earth and dust. So this god is going to be affected now, because what Egyptian god attacked? The Egyptian god attacked is Geb, god of earth and dust. This is god of earth and dust, black body and green body. Black body represent fertile soil, green body represent more vegetation. The name of the god is Geb, that is the god of earth and dust. So now this earth, from the earth lice are coming. They cannot control the Geb god. The god of earth cannot control the lice. It is coming more. Even Egyptian cannot make more lice. So the god Geb of the god of earth and dust, Egyptian priesthood required strict cleanliness. Always, what is that? Egyptian priesthood, no, they are very strictly, they clean their body. Then only they go and worship the Geb god. Now the lice made priest ceremonially unclean and unable to save their god. They are ceremonially, they are very unclean. It is biting. They think it is very unclean, so they didn't worship their Geb god. Okay, now this is what is happening. Can you see here? So many frogs died, and one side lice are coming from the earth, and from water frogs came and died, and the water turned into blood. These are the three plagues which affected. So lesson from the three plagues: when we worship, what we worship can become our judgment. Okay, when we worship a wrong thing, that became our judgment. They worshiped the nail became the judgment, turned into the blood. They were worshipping the frog became the judgment, came all over the place. So many stinking. And sometimes God let us have so much of what we want, and it become our misery. Sometimes we want something more, which is not at all needed. If you want to ask more, God make it to more, increase, and it become a curse for you. Number 3, the smallest thing can humble the proudest people. What is the smallest thing? The lice came from the earth. So many things coming and biting the priest. The priest want to be very sacred. They always clean themselves and worship the God. Now, since the lice came and bite them, they thought they are unclean. They didn't go and worship their God. So the smallest thing can humble the proudest people. So that's what we learn from the 3 plague. So what is second cycle? Second cycle is a plague 4 to 6. And what is going to happen? There is going to be a distinction between the Egyptian people and the Israel people. And this plague from now onwards, Egyptian people are only going to be affected by plague, and Israel people are not at all going to be affected. The first 3 plagues, water turned into blood. For everywhere there was a problem. And the frog came out of the Nile River. Everywhere there was a problem. And from the ground, lice were generated, coming out. Everywhere is a problem. And from now, the second cycle, there is going to be great distinction. Starting now, God separated Israel from Egypt. His people were going to be protected. So, what is the fourth plague? Fourth plague is a swarm of flies. So many flies are coming. Swarm means swarm of flies are coming. Now what happened? God warned Pharaoh in the morning. Swarm of the flies filled Egyptian homes and ruined the land. First separation, Goshen, when where Israel lived, were completely spared. The houses and were completely ruined. Everywhere there is flies. When the flies fell in the milk, can you drink it? No. So it is falling in all the places, in the water, in the milk, everywhere the flies are coming and falling. They become very, very nasty. They cannot eat any food, and it became ruined the land and also food and everybody. And now what Pharaoh offered, compromise. Now Pharaoh is telling, okay, now he's coming as a compromise. He's selling sacrifice in Egypt. Now Pharaoh is telling Moses, I'm not going to send you to wilderness. You can sacrifice here. Now Moses said, no way. We never sacrifice in Egypt. Our God told to go on wilderness and sacrifice. No way. Pharaoh promised. Then okay. Please pray so the flies will go away from my place. Please pray. Then I will let you go. Pharaoh promised to let it go. Once relief came, once flies gone away, Pharaoh hardened his heart again became bad. So this is what the god they are fly god they are worshipping. Fly god. What is the fly god? Egyptian god attacked is a Kepri. Kepri is a fly or beetle headed god of creation and rebirth. This is the fly god. Kepri, this is a Kepri, and they are worshipping this fly god. Fly also they are worshipping. See, this fly is here having the sun in his hand. Okay, so what does that mean? So the Kepri, the fly-headed god, is for creation and rebirth. For creation and rebirth, they are worshipping Kepri, which is a beetle-headed god. So the Kepri, it is associated with what? Sun, resurrection, and preservation. They are also, the Egyptian also believing after death, one day they are going to be resurrected. For that, they have to worship Kepri, fly beetle headed god. Fly beetle headed god, they are worshipping for what? For resurrection, for rebirth, for sun, for everything they are worshipped. So this beetle-headed god having the sun in his hand. Now what happened? Everywhere there is flies. Okay, flies symbolize what? Resurrection in Egypt now brought decay and disease. Everywhere people are diseased because of this fly god. Fly god cannot control. So lesson is here. God knows how to distinguish his people from the world. We are the God's people. God certainly distinguishes, and God protection over his people is real and visible. The Goshen, the people of Israel are not affected by these flies. They are well protected. So God, our God, will protect his people. It is very real and visible. Now, what is the plague fire? Plague fire is a death of livestock. All cattle, goat, lamb, calf, oxen, cow, all animals, donkey, everything is going to die. Death of livestock and plague number 5. See here, every horse, every sheep, all camel, everything died. Everything. This is what? This is a plague 5. Okay, let us see the plague 5. What happened? God warned Pharaoh through Moses. All Egyptian livestock die. If you're not going to let my people go to worship in the wilderness, all Egyptian livestock died. Horses, donkey, camel, cattle, sheep, goats. Not one animal of Israel died. Now what happened? Every Egyptian cattle died. Not one Israel people cattle never died. Pharaoh sent the people and investigated what happened to the people of Israel. Their cattle are died. The people and came and told, no. All the cattle of the people of Israel are very fine. Yet his heart was, Pharaoh's heart was hardened. And what are the Egyptian god attacked? Egyptian god attacked are Hathor, cow-headed goddesses of love. What is it? Cow-headed goddesses of love. Cow died. Apis, sacred bull god. Bull also died. Kunum, the ram-headed god. Ram died, bull died, cow died, all died. Hathor is a cow-headed